What's up? Just making sure my audio is playing all right. Back in the gym. Doing some more cardio. Alright. Just making sure everything's working fine here. And we are all good to go. So, today I want to talk about, will the stock market crash? Will we get a stock market crash? Or will the government keep propping this up? That's what I want to talk about into today's session. So I'll give it a little bit of time for some people to log into this here, but I'm going to give you my honest opinion, and it's quite obvious what's going to happen in the market right now. It really is. It's quite obvious. So I'm glad that I figured out this screen thing sideways as well too, so I can actually talk to you guys. So that's what I want to talk about in today's session. And so as you guys know, as I before, I'm in the stock market. I'm in the stock market. I've got stock market on my brain. I'm in the gym right now. Today I finished legs. I finished off some legs today, and yeah, now I'm just finishing off with some bike cardio to finish it off. Probably about half an hour I'll do. But yeah, apart from that, that's what I would do. Greetings from the UK. Hey, from the UK. Give me those thumbs up, why don't you? I know, because I can promote myself more. All right. So let me get started into what I think about is going to happen within the stock market and what's going to happen real soon. Okay. So the question is, will the stock market crash? Will we get a stock market devaluation? Will the market actually come down? And what's happening in there? And the short answer to that is yes, we will get another stock market crash. We will see 18,000 down. And I believe by the end of this year. Now I know that sounds crazy, and I know that sounds, really like way out there of what I'm saying there and what's going on with that, but if you just look at the way that these stock markets work, and seems like the market's gonna implode sooner rather than later. Yeah, exactly. And I believe we're getting those signs right now. If you think about it, okay, if you think common sense, if you look at the stock market and take the emotion out of it and look at it from a whole, we have never seen this vertical action in the Dow Jones ever since Donald Trump was elected. So no, the government won't keep propping this market up. It's like, oh, but the plunge protection team will come into it. That's total ludicrous. It really is. It's not. The plunge protection team is not going to come in and stop the stock market crash. Where were they it's like when everyone says the plunge protection team, it's like, where were they in 2008? When everyone was selling, when the whole thing was panicking. You know what I mean? It's like, the plunge protection team is not there to keep buying it up and keep buying it up. It's just not going to happen. When the market crashes, it'll crash, and there's nothing else, no one else can do about it. Because there's no amount of, the government doesn't have enough force to stop the panic selling if something happens in the market. Now, what I am saying here is that looking at the markets now and looking at the stock market right now, as I said before, we have not seen a bigger bubble in the Dow Jones than we're seeing right now. And it is guaranteed that we're going to see this whole bubble retraced. It's just a fact, right? It's just a fact. If we go have a look at the Bitcoin bubble that happened, look what happened, that retraced 60%. And I believe the exact same thing is going to happen with the Dow Jones. I did a video based on this yesterday, and also another market update. Is it worth the risk of buying gold and silver stocks? Thanks. Andreas, I wouldn't say just go out there and buy gold and silver stocks for the sake of buying gold and silver stocks, okay? Because that is one of the biggest myths. That is one of the biggest myths out there, is that if the stock market's going to crash, then silver and gold stocks as a whole are going to go up, and that's totally incorrect. You can't. It's really important not to think like that, because I guarantee, even though silver and gold may go up, silver and gold indexes may go up, HUI, XAU, GDX, GDXJ, SIL, SILJ, those sort of the ETFs there for the gold stocks, I guarantee you're still going to get a basket of those trades, or 10 to 20% of those trades are still going in the opposite direction. They'll still, for some reason, they'll have down days or they'll have downtrends, and some stocks have uptrends. So a lot of people have this myth that they just want to buy gold and silver stocks because they think if gold and silver rises, so surely all the other stocks are going to rise. And that is one big thing that actually stops people from moving forward, because I guarantee you, do this analysis, go look at all the gold stocks, and you'll be able to clearly see that every single one of them have their own different characteristic. Every single one of them have their own, different trends. Even though gold's been going up overall over the last couple of months, I guarantee you a lot of the gold stocks, haven't been going up like gold has. Some of them are just continue to go down and down and down and down and down. Same with silver and so on and so forth. So when you're looking at buying any stock, you've got to look at the characteristics of that stock in itself, and then look to buy that stock based on its own merits, not because something external is going to happen. Like you think gold and silver is going to go up, so let's go buy gold and silver stocks. Again, not every single stock is going to move up. It's like just because the Dow Jones has been going up for the last, say, 12 months plus, does not mean every single stock in the Dow Jones has been going up for the last 12 months. There's probably a good 10 to 20% of the stocks that have been going down, big downtrend. One of them is GE. Another one is Disney, where it's just been going sideways and getting some heavy downside. So I hope you get that point there, that just because the indexes or the thing that you think is going to move in that direction, it's wrong to think. It's wrong to think like that. So if you want to buy silver and gold stocks, just look for the ones that are showing more promising signs of an uptrend. That's simple as high highs, high lows. Look for stocks that are doing that on the weekly chart. If you look in the buy silver in those stocks, that's what you look for. You want to look for higher highs and higher lows, and that's going to give you an advantage of when to get in, so on and so forth. But I wouldn't just do that just because you think it's going to happen, because I seriously believe that silver and gold stocks are going to go through a capitulation move. Hear me out. I believe silver and gold stocks, XAU, HUI, are going to go through a capitulation move on the downside first to wash out the stops, and then we're going to see a triple-digit gain. Now, I don't know whether that's going to happen or not, but if you look at all the XAU, the HUI, the GDX, they're all in a big, massive downtrend. They're all in a big, massive downtrend, and I believe we're going to get a whitewash or a big flush out or a big sell-off in the markets because of that. So I hope that helps you out there. Give me a little thumbs up there. I appreciate that. Let me. What will be initiated impact on the precious metals and crypto? Well, I don't think the cryptos don't really mean anything to the markets. They really don't. Cryptos are actually quite small compared to the multi-trillion dollar industry of the stock market. And when it comes to silver and gold, I think that's going to have much impact, because silver and gold haven't bubbled. Silver and gold have not bubbled or crashed over the last couple of years. And the thing is for something to crash, it needs the bubble first. For something to crash, a stock doesn't just go sideways and then crash. You know what I mean? It may have bubbled, then went sideways and crashed, but like silver and gold, they're not going to crash. They may go down a little bit more, yeah, but they're not going to crash, so to speak, because they're not bubbled. For something to crash, it needs the bubble. For something to get that sharp downturn, it needs the bubble first. And that's the reason why I say with the stock market that if you look at a line chart on a Dow Jones, and I'll do one of these videos a bit later on, but if you look at a line chart of a Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and just remove the emotion away from it and see it as common sense, you'll be able to see that the stock market is such in a massive bubble right now. And that's why I believe that we may be in the makings of a top right now, and we're getting ready to roll over. I actually honestly believe that, because if you look at the last couple of days, we've been coming down now the last couple of days in the Dow Jones, S&P, especially the Dow Jones, right? But look at the volume now increase on the SPY, on the DIA, the ETFs there, QQQ. You see the last couple of days, the selling is actually really coming in quite hard again on the downside. So you definitely don't want to be long right now in the market because it is the wrong time to be long. This stock market is in a massive, massive, massive bubble right now. And what we're seeing now on the daily chart of it rolling over, strong sell-off a few weeks ago, very weak recovery the last few weeks, and now we're selling off again. See the strong sellers, weak buyers equal strong sellers again. And therefore I believe we're going to continue to get those strong sellers. Like I said yesterday, I went and bought put options. Yesterday I went and bought put options on the SPY. They're up 50% today, and really, it hardly moved. It was only like 1.5%, I think it was. Imagine if it does keep going down the way I think it is. So my SPY options are up 50% already, which is just crazy. So anyway, that's today. Tomorrow they could be minus 50%. So let's just see what happens there. So that's what I say with the markets, right? But follow along with the markets. Don't listen to Rich Dad Poor Dad or Mark Baloney or any of these people out there. Now, they have a lot of good fundamental analysis and a lot of good big picture analysis, which is fantastic. Don't listen to me when it comes to that. Just follow along with the charts. And if we've got some strong sellers, weak buyers, and then suddenly we now get some strong sellers again and then volume coming into it, it just makes sense what's likely to come next. But as I said to you before, that the market can change its mind really, really quickly, and it's our job as traders to adapt along with the market. It's our job as traders to adapt along with it and flow along with the actual market itself, and not be so tied to one position. Like, I think the market's going to continue going down from here, and I think we're going to see an 18,000 down, maybe even by the end of this, maybe even by the next few months. I don't know. There's a lot of volume coming in this market, so. And I know we're getting something big's going to hit the market over the next few months, and we're going to see some significant downturn. And again, if it does, well, I'm ready for that because I'm short already. So let's see what happens. Again, I'm short for the next few months. I've got put options that expire in a couple of months time frame. So I'm up 50% already. Let's see what happens. If it does crash, well, I'm going to be part of the next big short. If it doesn't, well, hey, I'm all good as well too. But just waiting for that opportunity, and now I've seen that opportunity, I'm all in and I'm ready to go and watch this thing just crumble. Let me answer some questions here. Last time they drove the price of oil from 35 down to 50 as a result of gold and silver capitulated. Yeah, but you also, Ezra, if you think about that, forget oil for a minute. If you look what gold and silver did at the exact same time, what actually happened? Gold and silver took off, right? They went vertical. Gold and silver went vertical. So what happens when something goes vertical, right? It doesn't matter whether it's gold, whether it's cryptos, whether it's the stock market. What happens when the market goes vertical? And it goes vertical really, really strong and like a lot. What happens? Even the property market, it crashes or has a really good pullback. Cryptos, 60% pullback. So as you can see, right, that whenever yes, we got a capitulation or a big downturn in silver and gold back when that was happening, but guess what? Silver and gold were already in a massive big bubble at the time. So that's where, that's where I hope you can understand that the reason why you want to look at that is because because remember, there's so many things in the markets that we can focus on, and we really want to simplify our process to make it much better for us. And how I simplify my process is just really focusing on that individual chart. If I think gold's going to go up, I don't automatically go buy gold stocks. I'm going to trade each individual stock or each individual ETF or whatever based on its own merits, based on its own chart analysis and so on and so forth, big picture analysis and so on and so forth. And the better I can read the chart, forget indicators, not moving averages, but the chart itself, the price action, the better trader I've become. And so looking at right now with the stock market, what's happening in the stock market right now? Last 12 months, biggest bubble in history. We know that, right? Biggest bubble in history. What's happening right now on the daily chart? It's had a big, strong selling move, very weak recovery the last few weeks, and now we're getting some strong sellers again. So if we know the big picture's in a massive big bubble, and suddenly on the big weekly chart, in the monthly chart's a big massive bubble, and then suddenly now the daily chart's starting to roll over a little bit, what does that tell you? You know what I mean? What does that start to tell you? Oh, maybe we're getting ready for a decent sell-off in the markets. Now, we may not get to 18,000 straight away. We may, who knows, but, you know, but I do believe over the next few months, it may be even possible to see a 60% correction since Donald Trump was elected. Just like the cryptos did, right? It retraced, it went up, and it had like a 60% correction since the bubble. Actually, it was a bit more than that, wasn't it? It was like 80%, I think it was, since the actual bubble started. So, just please, yeah, keep those thumbs up going, by the way, guys. I hope you enjoyed this analysis, or this information. It's taken me a long time to really figure this out when it comes to the stock market, and will it crash or will it not, and what's really happening and what's really going on. And there's so many things that goes on in the market that we really need to focus on these simple things I'm saying. And again, look at the stock market for common sense what it is. The stock market is a big, massive bubble long term. Monthly charts, weekly charts, vertical. What does that mean? We're likely to come down. Now we're seeing a big, strong sell-off a few weeks ago. John James. Watching any bipolar crap recently? He's been active again. No comment, my man. No comment. You know, bipolar is bipolar, you know. he doesn't get some calls right, no, I don't get some calls right, you know, so whatever. Anyway, let me continue on here. The market is rigged. You are right, the market is rigged, but RSR 92. I hope you can understand, if you've been watching some of my videos, that even though the market's rigged, you can see what's likely going to happen overall. Go back to last year and type in John Howard Bitcoin, and you'll see that how I actually predicted that the Bitcoin would crash. Now I didn't get the top, I didn't get the exact top, I didn't know when the top was going to be, but I think I did one at 14, 15,000, and then it went to 17,000, I did another one at 17,000, that was my last video. Then it went to 20, and then it crashed. Even though the market is quote unquote rigged, you still can trade the market and trade it well, just as long as you know how to analyze the price action properly and be in a position where you say, okay, this is my trading plan, I'm going to get into this trade, but oh, well, thank you very much, I appreciate that. The market is rigged, but remember, yes, the market is quote unquote rigged. Fantastic, thanks, James. Technical analysis king, keep up the good work, fantastic. Just remember, technical analysis, the stock market is rigged, yes, but the charts are king. Remember, charts, price rules over everything. And so remember, but on top of that, if you're looking to trade the market, you've got to realize that you need a trading plan, you need a trading setup. And not every single trade you're going to get into is going to make you money. So you need to set the game up to win, because it's not every single trade you get into is going to make you money. So therefore you must accept the fact that the trade that you get into right now is going to be a losing trade. And if you can accept that fact, the next 2, 3, 4 losing trades, it could be a losing trade. If you can accept that fact up front, then you're 3/4 there already. Because that's the mindset you need to go into with trading. And so with that mindset, you need to say, okay, if I do have 5 losing trades in a row, how can I make sure that I'm still up? How can I make sure that I'm setting the game up to win? And how you do that is by setting up different trades. Like for example, with me, I will trade 1 to 2% of my account on options. If it's you know, I'll trade say 1 to 2% of my account on an option. If I have a losing trade, I'm down 50, 60% of that 2% position. But if I'm right, I can be up a couple of 100%, 500%, 1,000%. You know what I mean? So, like for example, I'll give you an example. My last couple of trades that I got out of, one was a 60% loss and a 50% loss. All right, remember that, but that's only a couple % of my account. All right, got me here so far. But right now, I'm in 2 different trades. One trade is at 150% profit, and the other one's about a 60% profit. I'm also in the SPY, which is also at a 50% profit. You see what I'm saying there, guys? So I hope you can see, going from the mind frame of, if I know that I can have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 losers in a row, how am I setting myself up with these positions to make sure I can still win at the game of trading? Because that's how you need to set it up. Give me some thumbs up for that if you like that little piece of wisdom there. So yeah, so I hope that makes sense there. All right. So again, since I've gone through fucking hell and back with these markets, I really have, and yeah, so I've gone through hell and back with these markets, I really have, and I hope that that just makes sense there. So technical is great when you have a stable market. You have to factor in geopolitical. Not necessarily. No wolf of GDAX. No, I disagree. You don't have to factor that in at all. You really just have to focus on what the market's telling you and flow and bend with what the market is telling you. That's all that really matters. Because you can't trade based on psychology and geopolitical and fundamentals and all those sort of things. You just can't trade on that. Because we all know that the stock market's been overvalued for so long, but it just kept going up and kept going up, right? And the people that were shorting the market, guess what? Me, I shorted the market. Now I'm very fortunate. I only had like 5% of my account on one of those shorts. You get your head handed to you, you know. So, yeah, just follow along with the charts. If something's overvalued or something, you know, stock market should crash or the fundamentals, whatever, you can't really trade based on that. Remember, we're traders. We're not those big long-term investors who have billions of dollars out of exposure. We want to get in and get out of these markets. And the only way we can really do that is focus on the charts, accept the fact that we can be wrong and set the game up to win. So even if we're only right 2 times out of 10, how can we still crush this game? The end. Let me go here. All right. So I hope that makes sense there, Wolfhole. Yeah. Thanks, John. It really is a mechanical system. Yeah, exactly right. I love the sound. I love that sound you make when you think a position is going to go up. Bing, 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 bong, 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 ching, 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 ching. Is that the one? Give me some thumbs up for that. Now you're seeing it live. Ching, 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 ching. So anyway, I have fun with what I do there. So anyway, guys, I hope this session helped you out today. I hope this gives you a bit of guidance on what's really going on in the stock market right now, what's really happening. Again, no one really knows what the future's going to bring. No one really understands no one really knows what's going to really happen moving forward. But the best thing we can do is to keep analyzing the price action, what is happening right now, and building our picture based on what the chart is telling us. My picture is long-term charts. We're in a massive, big, fat bubble, and once this thing bursts, it's going to burst. The daily chart is starting to roll over. Strong sellers, weak buyers, to me, is likely to equal strong sellers. And it doesn't matter what any other white paper or report or subscription you subscribe to, because none of that matters. The only thing that matters is what the chart is telling you right now. And now remember, that's what I'm saying, right now. You know, if you're trading a daily chart, a day from now, a week from now, that daily chart can change its tune and you can flow with the market there. Make sense? But still, the bigger picture, in my view, the monthly chart says we're still likely to head down overall this year, and we're still likely to get a big, massive crash in the markets. Make sense? And that's basically what I see there happening in the market. So, will the stock market crash? Yes, it will. It's going to happen. Is this the start of the top? I believe so. I believe so. Unless the government, unless the buyers come back in and start to scoop this back up, then yes. But right now, that's the reason why I'm short the market myself. That's the reason why I got my own money in the market right now. You guys know that. You guys know yesterday, right? I did one of these live streams, and I did a live stream based on that I went short the SPY. You know, and I'm short a lot of stocks right now as well too. Now, I'm not just short stocks because I think it's going to go down. No, people have to stop thinking like that. There's a lot of people out there that think, well, if the stock market's going to go down, let's start to short some of these stocks that we think is going to go down. You still need a plan, right? You still need a plan, a trading plan, a plan of attack to get in and get out of these markets. Don't just get into something because you think it's a good idea. Wait for something. The reason why I went short the SPY, because I know long term we're in a big fat bubble. Daily chart, we had that big strong sell-off, and then with the weak buy movement, and then on the daily chart we started rolling over and having some down candles, creating a lower high now, creating a lower high with volume. That was my technical entry in the markets. I didn't just get into it because I think it was going to go down. No, I waited for a technical entry that met my plan to super duper ching 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 chong chong all the way down. And if this is the next big short that's happening right now, no one really knows. And if this is the next big short that's happening right now, I'm gonna collect probably a few $1 million in profits. And that'll be quite nice. It's like I paid the tax man. By that time it'll be tax time anyway here in Australia. So I hope this helped you out, guys. I hope you understand now that a few things that I've said and a few things that I've talked about in this session today. That's it for me, guys. Have an amazing day. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go hop in the spa for a while, or the sauna. Then I'm gonna go hop in the spa and then relax through there. So and then have an amazing weekend. So all right, guys, I'm out of here, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.